Hey kids, welcome to the Gaming with Dad show. 2024 has been a great year for the show. We've nearly doubled our subscriber count, and we also hit a couple of milestones, one of which was over 300 episodes of Is It Worth It? Over 100 of those have been in 2024 themselves, which means I've looked at a lot of games. So before we go on to this countdown of my highlights from 2024, please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube gubbins, and let's go on ahead and start taking a look at my top 10 for 2024. At number 10, we have Life Bubble. We originally looked at this game back on April 30th, 2024, and it scored 80. Life Bubble is a resource gathering life simulation where you are an astronaut exploring planets, trying to build up your resources to, survive. What I do remember liking about this game was not only its simplicity, but kind of the calm, simple gameplay that allowed you to kind of de-stress at the end of a day. There wasn't ever any situation where you felt absolutely overwhelmed and that you were up against a hard spot trying to survive and battle bosses. I mean, there are elements of combat in this, but it is just a fun, bright game that is truly enjoyable. And I do like the mechanics and making sure that you have to stay in your bubble. You get to expand it a little bit to unlock new areas of each of the planets. Some of my critiques and concerns on it were that it was repetitive and that you really wouldn't ever finish the game. And that's just one of those things that is unfortunate, where the game just kind of fades into your memory because it's not overly exciting. So that was Life Bubble. As we move on to number 9. At number 9 this year, we are looking at Crypt Stalker. Originally reviewed July 11th, and it did also garner a score of 80. So yeah, have you ever sat there and wanted to play classic Castlevania? You know, Castlevania 1, Castlevania 3, not all the way to 4. And God forbid, never think about Rondo of Blood or anything along those lines. Do you just want to play a classic Castlevania? This is actually the game for you. Even though it did score just an 80. This is that Castlevania classic feeling, the old NES feeling of Castlevania on a modern platform. It's kind of that rezzed up 8-bit nostalgia. This is closer to 16 with some other enhancements in it. And I really do actually find myself coming back to this just for short little play sessions. It doesn't captivate me or hold my attention for long periods, but I do come back and knock out a new level occasionally, or get frustrated by not being able to. So yeah, Crypt Stalker is fantastic. Plus it has this neat little thing where you have the console version and then also a handheld Game Boy-esque version that, unlike Castlevania Adventure, doesn't suck. It's the same game, just slightly different graphics. And I enjoyed it and continue to enjoy it, just not all at once. So yeah, if you're looking for that Castlevania feel, there are worse things that you can do than Crypt Stalkers. No. There's always worse things you can do. So number 8 here on the list is Rage Sworn, a relatively recent one. In fact, 11 days ago, 12/20, it got an 84. And this is a game for you to play if you only want to have to use one hand. I'm not going to ask what you're doing with your other hand while you're playing this, because that would be inappropriate, and God forbid, the money job requires me to know too much about people's kink. So, this is just a great bullet hell shooter. It does do that modern shooter thing of auto firing for you, and there's no way to actually switch weapons or anything. But there is actually rich gameplay in here as you try to figure out how to dodge and get away from the bad guys, protect your health bar as you work your way through these relatively short levels. But it does fit a need, and I really do enjoy it. It's a good game. I did get it on sale for a ridiculously low price when Cubic had a huge sale going on. So just keep your eye out for that. But this is one of those games that really does fit the handheld short bursts of gameplay. It's in between while I'm finally trying to finish off Diablo 3. This is just it's a warm-up game for that, so that I kind of get into that top over adventure mode. So yeah, check it out. And part of that Cubic sale was also U-Boat Attack coming in at number 7. It got an 85 back on 12/17. And this is just a classic sink the ships type game where you're looking through your periscope and all you have to do is just lock on, fire your torpedoes, and blow those bastards out of the water. There is career advancement. You upgrade your sub. I refuse to call it a U-boat because U-boats were distinctly one army, and they were the bad guys from World War II. If you have to ask who the bad guys from World War II is, 1, question your life choices, and 2, read a history book. And then F, question your life choices again if you don't know who the bad guys were in World War II. This game looks beautiful. The gameplay, while simplistic, has that old Sea Wolf type feel to it. I think it was Sea Wolf. I'm going to go with Sea Wolf just because I can't be bothered to look it up as I'm talking here. But yeah, it's not a complex game. The missions are relatively short. You get them accomplished, you move on. You upgrade your sub to take on more enemies and buy bigger torpedoes, because isn't that the goal of all seamen, is a bigger torpedo? Duh. Maybe the only downside is you have to use both hands to play this game as I'm talking about larger torpedoes. I don't know. But yeah, this also great price during that Cubic sale. Can't tell you what it is, but you should look it up. The Let Me Sleep review was on Halloween, and it actually got an 85 as well. And that's how it made its life. This is a completely different style game where it's a point and click puzzle solver. And some of the puzzles don't really make sense, but other ones do. And it's just kind of one of those relaxing cool down games that you can just knock out all of the levels in probably about an hour and a half, maybe less. And there is DLC. I've never bothered getting the DLC. But this game has a lovely art style. It's spoopy while not actually being scary. And it is just a matter of figuring out what you have to do to get this poor gentleman a good night's sleep. And as somebody who suffers through lack of sleep, as I'm recording this at 3 o'clock in the morning, it is one of those great, just mind releases. Some of the humor is going to miss horribly. Oh, actually, most of it is going to miss horribly. But there are some humorous moments in it. And you do have just a sense of accomplishment and enjoyment as you just put this man to sleep. So, yeah, Let's Sleep was an 85. It is one of those that I've played through, don't really need to go back and play through it again because I remember all the puzzles in it, which might just be my curse. But if this is the type of thing that you're looking for, just a calm, cool down activity, go for it. Coming in at number 5 was Golfin' It. Golfin' It was originally reviewed February 13th of this year. Got an 85 as well. I love me a golf game. This is actually a pretty good quality golf game. There are better ones out there, but because this was on sale, I gave it a shot. There are some things I don't like about it. One, my capture card not actually working all the time during this recording, but then also the lack of multiplayer in the game. This is a solo event, and what I can honestly tell you is, come on, guys, even the Intellivision had multiplayer golf. This is just really a simplistic golf that gets the job done, is challenging enough, and gives you some pretty nice 16-bit visuals, even though PGA Tour on the Super Nintendo is still my default go-to golf game. But a lot of that just happens to be memories that I have from college. Very few memories from college actually still exist, one of them being PGA Tour. But yeah, if you're looking for just a good bargain, simplistic, damn it, water, I need a swimming suit. Give me, if what you're looking for is just a simplistic 3-button press golf game, this really is a good option, especially when it's on sale, as we roll into number 4, which is going to be Radio Squid. Radio Squid is one of those delightful handheld games. We originally did that review back on March 7th. It got an 85. It does a really, really nice job of capturing the handheld aesthetic right up to and including loading screens. But yeah, you play this little squid and you have to get through the puzzle. It's a single screen puzzle that you have to go through. And if I remember right, yeah, there we go. And so the gameplay is easy enough. And yet it's challenging due to just kind of the whole bullet hell aesthetic. Trying to keep your little squid alive. And I enjoyed that. And I like the graphics on this. Sometimes you get those retro-inspired games that really don't do a great job of capturing what a Game Boy could really do. This game actually captured it delightfully. And I would still recommend going off and picking it up if it's on sale. And it is one of those that, again, pick up short gameplay styles. I can't get into long form games or long form stories because I'm a dad, and that's not really one of those things that is possible. It's not like Dark Souls where you're in the middle of some long, drawn out battle. You just have to want to play it. Now, Nora the Wannabe Alchemist at number 3. Nora scored an 85 back on May 16th. There we go. And it has this delightful art style that really, it's what the Switch does best. It's kind of a slower, calmer gameplay. You play this alchemist who is off trying to make her way after getting kicked out of school for doing things the wrong way. So she has to go long form and earn her experience the hard way. You grow plants, you solve little mysteries in, I believe, if I remember right, it was your grandmother's house. And even though I haven't picked this up for a couple of months now, I did actually play my way through this. And I had a thoroughly enjoyable time. And once again, I love the art style. Some of the silly little missions of like cleaning up the house and making it livable. It's just, you just go and you click on the dirty items. Then you have to learn how to make stuff and you sell it off to people. And there was a good quality or good quantity of quality gameplay mechanics here. Take the mini games where you're growing the plants and having to harvest the fruit or the seeds before the plant rotted. While simple, it was a very calm, easygoing, relaxing style of gameplay that really, once again, you'll find a theme here. I like calm, and that's where we come to Sprout Valley. Sprout Valley scored an 85 as well back on April 4th. This is 8-bit Animal Crossing with some really nice, colorful stills and capture problems. So yeah, you play a cat. You land on your island. You have to build up your resources, plant plants. You can build your island out. And it's just a really cute, calm game where you do play this very cute 8-bit cat. This isn't Stray's level of cat. That game, you spent your entire time looking at a cat's hole. And in this one, you do get this cute, fluffy kitten that just wants to survive and grow plants and build out the island and have OBS link issues. But there are so many Animal Crossing-like games and farm simulators on the Switch. This one really picked it up for a steal. It's just a game to put on your watch list. Click that little heart next to it so that you favorite it, so that the next time it comes up on sale, you get the email alert. There are so many worse things that you could be doing with your Switch. And again, this is another one of those games that's just really, I don't want to say mindless. There is strategy, but it's just a calming wind down the night. And then finally, we get to number 1, which is Guardian Quest. Guardian Quest got an 86 back on July 2nd. Card battle strategy adventure game, dungeon dweller. This is my sweet spot of games. I love collectible games. I love strategy. Throw me in some kind of mythical environment where I'm stuck battling zombies and dragons and all the hubbub that's from the Monsters Manual, I'll be happy as a clam. There are downsides to this game, which is that the card strategy is relatively simple. You're basically just choosing your attacks. It does get repetitive and can feel a little bit like press A to win. But that said, it had a pretty good story behind it. Got it for a great price on sale. And there is some strategy to how you defeat these monsters, protecting your troops, getting through each of the levels. So yeah, Guardian Quest is an excellent game. Does kind of have that grunge feel. So even though I did rank these in order, what I would honestly tell you is Sprout Valley is my favorite out of them. Guardian Quest and Nora come a close second. So really, if you're going to be buying a Sprout Valley, Nora or Guardian Quest, and then Radio Squid and Let Me Sleep. Those are the strengths for this year's crop of games. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Have yourself a great and safe new year. Good night.